Good afternoon, everyone. It is your girl, the Queen, Tavia Regina, reporting live from here, there, everywhere. It is the last Saturday of 2024. We are here to talk. We are here to get natural. We are here to get real. Before I really get into the show, I want to introduce my two brothers. Um, to my right, we have, I'm never going to say that name, we have BK Matt. And to the bottom of our screen, number one in your hearts, the pre-show cheek clapper, Mr. Medium Baby, the wise brother, aka Dre. Now, I
Yep.
want to this is by saying, if our group chat ever got leaked, it'll be simmer down on the Remy time.
Facts.
The group chat
Facts.
is unhinged, but filled with a lot of love and support. This is where we can be ourselves, talk about life, but I fucks with it. And I fucks with them. So let's keep going. Today's dose of Tavia's tea time. We're gonna be talking about a couple of things. So we really wanted to kind of get into the fact that Matt and I are both divorced. We weren't married to each other, but we were both married. And we kind of want to talk through, how it was through our divorce process, having children, and then dating after divorce, and what the challenges, what the ups and what the downs have been. And then we want to talk about how dating has been this year specifically. We didn't want to end off the year without having one more get together with the three of us because Pete always doing something. I have no idea what he's doing, but he's always doing something. So here we go. So, Matt.
Yo. I'm on one. Yo, I'm lit tonight. Yo,
as you know,
boy, yo, co-parenting is harder like a motherfucker.
Co-parenting is really difficult. Talk us through that. Talk us through your process.
All right. Honestly, there's no process. Let's be 100. All right. So let's be clear. I know people that watch they kind of seen like the transitioning of BK Matt for like the last 2-3 years. I went through the death of my mom, and then we didn't really talk too much about what necessarily happened. But cat's out the fucking bag. Divorced, fully divorced. Fuck her. It is what it is. Like, right. I'm not gonna go into details of what it is. Let's be clear. She left me for a Spanish nigga from the Bronx. It is what it is. I don't care. It is like that's no harm, no foul to Pete. I know y'all hear me get at Pete, but that's not why I get at Pete. It's because Pete's my brother and I love him, and that's the dynamics of the show. That's our relationship in a sense. He's Spanish and he's from the Bronx. Me, Tay, and Dre, we're from Brooklyn. It is what it is, right? But the fact that the situation is the way that it is, you would think I would be a regular Brooklyn nigga. And Dre and Tavia can attest to this. I don't really be that niggery when it comes to this situation. Look, I'm not gonna make it seem like my life was roses. It wasn't, bro. Like I learned shit throughout my life, and I realized I didn't want the same for my kids. So even though this girl did the most foulest shit she did, and we're not gonna get into all the shit that she did, my sister and my brother know everything, every detail of what happened. Right? I still put all of that aside, and it's hard. And I need y'all to grasp this, people. It's hard. Not only for a man, for a black man to put his pride, his ego to a side. It's hard to do that, especially a Brooklyn black man when respect and loyalty was not held. But I did that. Why? Because anybody that knows BK Matt, y'all watch the show. I'm with whatever when it comes to my two girls, yo.
Yeah.
I'm with whatever. They're always on the show. What the fuck is that?
Why did you have pyro? Like
where did it come from? Where did that shit come from?
It was right on time too.
But yo, it's like when it for real, like anybody that watch, yeah, like we have people that watch the show. Mia and Maya is practically like Mia and Maya and Tavia's daughter, they're practically a part of the show because they're always on the camera. You're gonna see them. So this weird ass narrative that this evil, wicked ass girl is painting is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. And I put it to the side all the time because I think about at the end of the day, my kids gonna need their mother. But let's not fight the funk. Anybody that know me know I'm gonna always keep it a being. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm gonna keep it a being. Look, she's selfish. All decisions were made on based on what she wanted, not was what was best for the kids. Shorty moved to East Jesus wherever in Georgia, and I have my kids. Primarily, I have my kids. They go to school here. They live here. She hasn't seen them. The line of communications is kept. She's able to still talk to them. The girls got their phone. They could talk to her whenever. But this narrative, like I don't keep my kids kept or maintained, or that that they're not being taken care of well, or that nobody's home with them, that's some bullshit. And I'm not with none of that shit. Look, Dre will tell you, I kept quiet for years, bro. For at least 3 years. This has been going on for 3 years. I've been quiet. Even on 2.5 Bros, I didn't bad talk this girl. But I'm sick of it, bro. Stop coming for me knowing that I'm a great fucking father. I stand on a lot of things. Y'all can say anything y'all want to say. Y'all can say BK Matt is wild and niggery on these shows. Y'all can say BK Matt be saying wild and outlandish shit, bro. But the one thing y'all not gonna tell me is that I'm a fucking bad dad, because I'm not. I put on for them kids. I donated blood to get money for them kids. I did whatever the hell I had to do to make sure that my kids were straight. And I'm up right now. I'm up. I have a great job. I have a great support system. I have a great house. I have a great girl. And my kids is happy. Nobody can tell me that I ain't doing what the fuck I got to do.
Never.
Ever.
And you always was trying to do what you was going, even like I said, even when you were up and when you were down. And it's so weird that we often hear about the mom side of the co-parenting situation and the mother side of a situation. And it's very rare, but it is really that it's a really interesting dynamic that whereas when you see on social media and when you see in the news, like most women are having these issues with the co-parenting post divorce and post breakup. And what I've learned and what I've been seeing is that it's not just men not being there for their kids. It is a sad day when you have to bite back. It's like, this is how I look at it. These kids didn't choose to be here. We chose to bring these kids into this world, right? And we always have to act mindfully that one day these kids will read this. One day these kids will hear this and stuff like that. And when I feel like while there are men who need to be held accountable when they're not showing up for their children, it very well happens on the other side too. You get what I'm saying? When you are going through a divorce with children, it is a very difficult thing to navigate because I know for a fact, like there could still be bitter feelings involved, but we chose to have children. So we have to go through this, like, regardless of what, we have to go through this life together in some way, shape, or form. And when you are not in a space where you can have honest, open, respectful dialogue between two parents, it creates an unnecessary strain. A little bit like with my situation, like I got married super young. Um, and as I've gotten older and matured in the in my life, I realized that I didn't get married for all the right reasons. I was pregnant. We were already living together. And it was a situation where people were saying that, oh, he'll never marry you. He'll never do this. So when we went to get married, I do believe that day that we took our vows that we did believe in doing what we said we were going to do. But life sometimes happens. I believe that we tried, it didn't work, but we still have a child together. So we still have a responsibility to each other, either way, shape, or form. I'm going to care what happens to you, good or bad, because it doesn't only impact me, it impacts my child. And I always tried to have a mature point of view when it came to my ex. And it wasn't always reciprocated, even though he was older and had children before me. I tried really quickly. That's not clean.
This is mine.
Oh, I tried really early in the situation to be mature and know that we have to put these kids first.
Bro, what does
And
being
what
mature brings, bro? At this point, I'm past it. I don't think it's possible. Hi, niece. Hi, man. How you doing? Hi, niece. I haven't seen her in a while.
she's getting ready to go to the gym.
Okay. Have a good
Get
time.
out
Be
the,
safe. Be safe.
get out the
I'm
gym.
I'm trying to understand what being mature is bringing. At this point,
You have to be
I
because
swear to God, I feel like, and I just posted it. 2025 is up. Fuck being cordial. Fuck being nice. I'm gonna give these motherfuckers what they want. I'm tired of it now. I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you asking for. You want to see me be 09 Mac so bad where I'm disrespectful and I don't give a fuck about nobody. Y'all want that. I think motherfuckers, I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. That's
but
what
you don't
y'all
live
want.
there
I'm gonna give
anymore.
you what you want.
You don't
I'm
live there anymore. You don't live there anymore. And to
I'm
be
about to
honest,
Airbnb that shit.
you don't live there anymore. Because at the end of the day, your calling is to your children, right? And
Yeah.
look how life is rewarding you for the decisions and the sacrifices that you are making. You just said, I'm up. I have a good
I-
job. I take good care of my kids. God always finds a way to take care of men who take care of their children. Always. And you have to rest your hat on that because your babies are still small. They have a whole, you and your ex have a whole entire journey. This is just the beginning because they're still little. And you need to be able to communicate with each other. You get what I'm saying? Because she not like my daughter is 16. If she chooses to have what type of relationship she wants with her father, that is between her and her father. She is not at an age where she can make those decisions. As of right now, they're still little. And while it is frustrating and demeaning, and it's still residual hurt from the end of the relationship, I do feel like there's a lot of dagger twisting that's going on, which shouldn't, because right now, this is the circumstances. This is the circumstances in which it is. You get what I'm saying? Like, there is a father who is doing whatever it takes to. I pray for Matt every single day because I see the type of father he is, the type of man that he is growing into, and that is coming back to you tenfold. Look at your life. Look at where your life was 3 years ago. And look at where your life is today.
No,
God
stat
did.
and miserable. Fat and
God
miserable.
did. God did. Because sometimes when we don't think that when we going through shit, we don't realize how low it took us until we up. And just as sure as we'll be up, we'll be down one day. But your kids will never know that because you're gonna put them first.
Yeah. Always.
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 So
It's,
yeah, it might be frustrating. Definitely is frustrating. And the dynamic is going to evolve as the children grow. And that's something to keep in mind. Now, with my situation, it was a little different, right? I took very good care of him and his children, that whole package. You get what I'm saying? And I thought that if I continued to be mature in the situation, even though I was the one that was essentially played. When I look back at the dynamic in the last year of my marriage, I realized there were things that I could have done differently. There were things that maybe he could have done differently, and maybe I wasn't mature enough at the time to handle the feelings. But at the when it's all said and done, I didn't deserve what happened.
Nobody deserves to get
You
hurt,
feel
bro.
me? No,
At all. Nobody
no,
deserves to get hurt.
no. No
My
matter what.
rules has always been my rules has always been, yo, keep it a being. Always. Like if you feel like there's something going on, talk about that shit. That's why I love the dynamic of the relationship that I have now. That's been my best friend since we was 12. Like nigga, we talk about everything.
Right.
Everything. Like I told this stupid matter of fact, fuck it, let me scratch it. I told this girl in the marriage, like, yo, if you feel some type of way, talk. Because one thing you ain't got to worry about me is if I feel like my interest is somewhere else, I'm gonna have that conversation with you because something's wrong in our marriage if I'm looking at something else.
Yeah, but do you know how hard that is?
It's hard, but it's
Do
necessary.
you know how hard that is? Because to be honest with you, think about a case in point, right? When I look at my situation, right? My ex chased me down for months before I gave him a chance. And he was in between this relationship, that relationship, chasing me. And ultimately, I ended up looking like the bad guy because he lied to me, he lied to her, he lied to this one, he lied to that one. You get what I'm saying? But I was young, I was naive, I was grieving the loss of my first love. My confidence had taken a hit, and he was giving me all this attention, and I fell for the bullshit. I'm not even going to to fall back on my accountability in the situation. You get what I'm saying? But once we decided, hey, we're going to bring a life into this world. Let's do this the right way. And for the first couple of years, I would say we tried. I don't know if there was so much in love there for both of us, but we tried. Whatever it was, right? And when it came down to the end of the situation, it had already been like put me out of my misery at that point.
Same, same, same.
It was like just put me out of my misery at that point. But we always say, well, be honest, be truthful, right? But when you're trying to figure out feelings for yourself, if you're not being honest with yourself and taking accountability for yourself, there's no way you can be honest, upfront, and truthful with anybody else, let alone your spouse.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing is wrong, you're so scared of that karma coming back for that ass, you kind of put all the blame on your partner. You get what I'm saying? And it's not, and I feel like when you step out the marriage and when you do something like that, I do feel like for the most part, women don't step out unless the man struck first. But in those situations, in most situations, that's the case. But you do have some that they end up saying, I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want to hurt that person. I don't want to do this. And then ended up hurting that person way worse than they would have had they just left them alone. I have no problem with you leaving me alone if I'm not what you want. But what you're not going to do is make it seem like you made your decisions because I was lacking somewhere when I don't know where I'm lacking.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And trying to process stuff like that young, was not easy. Because when I put myself in that mindset, I got married at 24, right? I was like 23, 24. I think I just turned 24. I'm still trying to figure out my career. I'm about to be a mother. I was about to, embark on losing my grandmother. Trying to navigate myself as a young woman. Sometimes you don't understand what you want until you realize what you don't. And that's not making excuses for anybody's situation. There's just some things that you just don't do to people. You get what I'm saying? But then when you have children in a situation, the children suffer more. because
Crazy
you gonna
happen.
move on, you gonna move on, they gonna move on. You gonna
Mm,
have your spouses and partners, they gonna have their spouses and partners. But the children that are caught in the middle of this dynamic, you have to play a very you don't need it for to do that's for me. Oh, the children that are in the middle of this dynamic are the ones that need to feel reassured in the bond between their parents. And Lord knows I tried. Matt, when I tell you I tried. I could not make it any more easier for this man to have been a father. I could not have made it any more easy. When I tell you, case in point, the little things. My daughter, I'll tell you a story. My daughter used to go to school right near my job, right? So in the mornings, I would take her to school. In the evenings, I pick her up from after school. This man calls me at 11 o'clock at night. I miss my daughter. I want to see my daughter. Hey. Right. And then you see because I don't hide anything from my daughter anymore. I went through a long time. I had never said an unkind word about my child's father to her. She had to learn through her own. And my daughter's nodding in facts. I never said, here she is right now. I never said an unkind word about my child's father. My daughter's going to be 17 years old. And I never said an unkind word about him, ever. But I will tell you facts. He used to we used to own a business together.
mm-hmm.
He needed to pick up his supplies right around the corner from my job. And now he did this often. So I said, okay, you miss your daughter. How about pick her up in the morning, take her to breakfast. I'll hold the parking for you in front of the place where you need to pick up your supplies.
Mm-hmm.
She could be late to school.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just so that she can have that morning with you. Ain't nobody gonna get up that early to do that. Oh, it got to be on your terms. I'm like,
Self-sabotage.
and I said, I would even pay for your parking to do this. Now, mind you, that man had never given me $1 of child support. Mind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You trying to take control of the situation. I said, yo, you miss your daughter, right? You miss your daughter. I'm like, you have to put you into her schedule, not put her into your schedule. She has a routine. And I'm willing to bend on the routine, not break the routine. Bend on the routine to make it easier for you. He didn't want to hear that. He didn't want to hear it.
Oh, it's self-sabotage. You know that, right?
I could not, and I feel like he wanted to hurt me through hurting her. And that's not what I'm going to stand for. You get what I'm saying? Like it was oh, you a bitter baby mother. How am I a bitter baby mother? Because I'm not allowing you to pop in and out of my child's life because you can't touch me anymore. You would sit on the phone with me for hours and talk about all the things that you miss about our marriage. But you can't sit there and take 20 minutes out your day to make our child's morning.
I hate that for her. I'm not gonna hold you. I really do. That's wild work. But my thing is, what kills me is the accountability that's not being held by
The
these
lack
certain
of
individuals.
accountability.
Yeah, because I know we sit here and go like, all right, some people just be like, oh, they blame it on the person. Look, let's be clear. As far as the marriage, I take blame for the fact that it went long. It went way too long, longer than it was supposed to. Let's be clear. The marriage was broken a long time ago. So am I mad or bitter about the marriage? No, I'm not. I wasn't mad when, like, I want to say when I found out who boy was, I was not mad about any of it, bro. I felt disrespected because of how it played out. Nobody was like, she was not being honest. That's the only thing that I was annoyed about. The lack of accountability, the disrespect. Like, that's it. You cheating? Niggas cheat every day, B.
Yeah, but you know when your partner is doing something they're not supposed to do.
Exactly. And again, my brother's my witness, and we're gonna say it on. Honestly, we might talk about it on BK bullshit. Real shit. It might go on that in BK bullshit. My brother was there through the whole thing. So, and granted, G's not biologically my brother. He was my brother through this marriage, right? Point blank. Period is I knew that it was gonna happen. I talked about it all the time. I was like, yo, because he would ask me, he would like, yo, what if she did this? And I'm like, yo, boy, I think it's gonna happen eventually. And he's like, why you think that? I'm like, yo, you can't, when you come to the realization, if you're in a marriage and you know, no matter what you do, you cannot make that person happy, she's gonna find that shit somewhere else. I'm not stupid. I'm not naive, but keep it a bean. Like, be 100 about it. I told her that. I'm like, I know you're gonna eventually cheat. I'm not like that. I'm like, yo, boy, I know you're past. I'm not like that no more. I'm married. Like, no,
But
fuck all that.
is that fair to be like, I know your past? Because
Look, everybody has moment. If you've been active, like it's like saying like me and my shit. Like, yo, if it goes there, I can activate and be that nigga again. It's just a matter of a reason. That's what I mean by fuck around and find out. Fuck around, you'll find out who I can be. I know who she is. I knew every move she was gonna do afterwards before she did it. The disappointment came is you did it. You didn't prove me wrong. That's what it was. So it's like, why disrespect me and play me like I'm stupid, bro? I know what you're doing. But even then, who? We saw outside, Matt. Y'all saw what I was doing. I was good. It's not like I can't or couldn't. It was just a matter of like, no, look, what happened happened. We got to do what we got to do for these kids. I bent over backwards to make that co-parenting shit work, and it did not work because she kept sabotaging it. And that's the problem. You're sabotaging it, but you're going to try to shit on my name and shit on my fatherhood to make sense of all the stupid shit that you're doing. That's the problem. But the one thing that she can't fuck up, I'm Superman to them two little girls, bro. I'm Superman to them. They know there's not a moment in time that if something goes left, daddy not gonna show up and pop out. I'm gonna do what I gotta do for my kids. I'm always gonna do that. I will go hungry to make sure my kids eat. I walked around in the same sneakers, and niggas know how fly I used to get. I would walk around in the same sneakers for 3 years straight. No fucking grip on the bottom to make sure my kids had what the fuck they ain't supposed to have. I donated blood, bro, when I was working part-time jobs to make sure that they had what they needed. Don't play with me, bro. I take this shit serious.
You
I
know, some
take this shit serious.
thing
You're
about
not
it
gonna
is,
play me like I'm not a good dad, bro. You're not.
no, you can't. You can't.
no, nope. I, me being around for most of it, the you too, Tay, I can say for sure, and this is not any bias towards Matt. Matt has brought those girls with him here, there, and everywhere for everything. Even before we started doing our show, when we were doing other stuff, them girls was with him. He made sure those girls were good at any point in time, from then all the way up until now. So I hate the narrative that was put on him recently, the fact that he is quote unquote an unfit father, which is far from the truth. So far from the truth that some people need to be drug tested for even thinking that. Um, and from the outside of eye looking in, talking about divorce and everything, looking at both of y'all, it's insane. Like it's insane that the things that y'all have to go through as you know as parents one being the mother, one being the father, when it comes to these kids, especially when you both do everything in your power to make your kids happy and then keep a life for your kids. And it's the other parent that comes around and kind of tries to dictate everything. So
Shit is
me
wild.
being
In my situation, my ex was a complete deadbeat.
yeah,
Bro,
me being
if
a
you really want to be 100, so is she.
He was a
You moved
complete
well,
to
deadbeat.
Georgia. You
me
ain't paying for you ain't buying nothing for them. You a deadbeat too.
And it wasn't even the
The
buying
fuck?
anything. This is the thing for me, right? I believe that I had gotten an unfair rap with that side of the family and stuff like that because I created really strong boundaries to protect my daughter from lack of consistency, lack of effort, and confusing situations. Being a mother came first. It'll always come first. It'll always be first, no matter how old my child is. And I looked at my child and I realized that I had a responsibility to not like fuck his character over based on my feelings about him in a situation. And what if they were to have a good relationship one day? I don't ever want her to look back and be like, Mommy, you know, you kept me away from my father. But what I'm not going to do is I wasn't going to allow my daughter was 4 when we separated. And I had already established a routine for her because it was as if we were separated before we were separated. Every couple goes through. It's very rare that a couple just one day just decides to call it quits. Your marriage and your relationship dies several quiet deaths before the canon event actually happens.
That's a
So
fact.
whereas you could be devastated because of the time invested in the feelings that you may feel, because when you go into marriage, you're going into the marriage with the understanding that you're going to try to do this for the rest of your life. Now, mind you, I didn't take my vows that seriously because I knew eventually that I was going to grow tired of this. Was that fair? No. Well, it is what it is, right? So the narrative about being an unfit parent, or a lot of people will want a mother or a father to overextend the grace, make somebody a better parent, hold them accountable. And if you're too busy being a parent already, you don't have room to make sure that other person's a parent too. It does
My
not work
point.
that way.
My point.
It doesn't work that way. I have to make sure that this is done and that is done and that is done. So I don't have time, capacity, or energy to see that you're doing your part too. Kudos to the women and men who could do that. I just know for me, I couldn't.
Yo, Tay, what the funny shit is, again, I'm aware of the things that she's not doing and that she's failing as a mom when it comes to my girls. Do I make it a my business to sit there and go, well, you know, you could do this, and that, or you're not doing this. I'm not coming at your motherhood. Look, we both made these kids together. So if I'm paying attention to it, I'm going to take care of it. I'm not going to use it as a petty end thing to try to line you to make you look like a shit ass fucking parent. It's not my job. My job is not to make sure that you're a good parent. My job is to support you as a co-parent and do what we got to do for the best interest of our kids. That's the problem I'm having with you. You're going to
That's
take that's the only thing that you try to do. You always trying to come at me to make it seem like, oh, you're not doing this, and that. How can you know what I'm not doing in North fucking nigga Georgia? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's an assumption, or is just you trying to line me? And all the stuff that you're bringing up is not true. But that's the problem that I'm having with you. We can't have a conversation on, oh, the girls need this. We need to do this, and that. The only conversation we have is, why did this happen? You did this, and that when I know I didn't do it.
How long have you guys been separated?
3 years. Shit's wild. 3 years.
Queen, I remember you saying, y'all both actually saying something key, and this is coming from the perspective of a child who, didn't grow up with his biological father until he got a lot older, or didn't know who my biological father was until I was around 8 years old. Um, you said this key thing, and my mother said this to me too. You never want to be the reason why your child doesn't know the other parent. No matter your feelings, your emotions, whatever happened between y'all, you don't want to get in the way of that. And I thank God for my mother for allow me to create my own relationship with my father. Good, bad, or indifferent, that's a whole different story. But she allowed me to learn who he is as a person and let me create my own relationship with him and not integrate whatever he and her had going on with me and his relationship. And I think that's very important that you guys both said that because in the case of Matt's girls, they're gonna grow up and Matt doesn't talk crazy about the mother of his children in front of them.
As he shouldn't.
He doesn't at all. But
Shouldn't.
they're also gonna learn. They're gonna learn the relationship and create their own relationship and make a choice from there.
And hopefully the
Hmm.
relationship is good. We
Right.
want the
Hopefully.
relationship to be good. I'm just saying,
Hmm.
it was my hope. Now, mind you, if you want to backtrack it for me, right? I don't know my parents together at all. My parents broke up when I was a small child. I wasn't even 6 months when my parents broke up.
Same.
My mother had her husband, and my father had his partner as a kid. That's what I knew. But what I always appreciated about my parents, and what I always want to replicate with my ex, which did not happen, was we don't have to be together to be family. You get what I'm saying? Like there were times that my father and my stepfather, they both took me to play basketball together. You get what I'm saying? They never shared unkind words. I'm pretty sure there was unkind feelings, but they never let me see it. You get what I'm saying? And I coming from that, it was really important for me to replicate that. So by the time I had gotten a partner back in 2015, right? He had already moved on. He had another child, everything. Now, mind you, he wanted me to tell my child that he had another child. That girl didn't come from me. Why am I telling her? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that I had to fall back from and create boundaries. You get what I'm saying? And the the end of the line for me, for when I knew that this was not a successful co-parenting agreement, would not exist between he and I. She was turning 8, oh 9, 8 or 9, and I was just really getting back on my feet with a new job. And I told him I said, you didn't get her anything no, he got her a Christmas gift, right? I said, her birthday is 6 months between Christmas and her birthday. I said, she really wants this doll. On her birthday, we had made these plans in the winter. On her birthday, she wants this doll. This doll's $114. She wants to go to the store, and then we do lunch after. This was a plan. It was always understood that he would pay for the doll, right? The day of her birthday, the time in which we are supposed to leave, he calls me. He texts me. I'm not going to be able to, I don't have the money. I'm not going to be able to make it. And that's when it was just like, I couldn't do it anymore. At least I think you couldn't even be like, yo, at least I could drive y'all. You know what I'm saying? At least I could take her to McDonald's afterwards. And then I found myself using that at least language. And my daughter doesn't deserve at least language. None of the kids do. At least I did this. At least I did that. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, fuck it. He and I are not going to speak. I'm done with this. And then again, I tried again. And this is when my daughter was like, I'm done with this. She was turning 13. And he shows up to the house. I refuse to see him. We have nothing to talk about. And that's how she finds out that he has another child. He just brought the little girl to her birthday party. She didn't even know who this little girl was. And after her birthday, she came to me and he was supposed to take her out for pizza to talk to her a couple of days later. He never showed up. And that's when she came to me and she was like, Mommy. And she was turning 12. She said, Mommy, I don't want to do this anymore. And at that point, I had my hands up. And I had the honor and respect of what my child felt. And to this day, he and I have never spoken again. And that was 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. And periodically, I ask my daughter if she's okay with her decision. She says yes. And she has seen my partner, my ex-partner, the one that you guys knew, more like a father figure than her father. And his family was offended. I'm like, but where was his offense when he wasn't showing up for our kid? And I got to see him and his girlfriend take shots on me online all the time. He cheated on me with the woman that he ended up being with. And another woman. But they could take shots at me. And because you knew that some shit was shady, anytime I said something online, y'all swore up and down I was talking about y'all. When I couldn't give less than a fuck about any one of y'all. Fuck you, die today. Period. Except for his children, because I have a good relationship with his kids. I even let two of his kids live with me at different points after our separation. So that kind of shows you my character. I felt more heartbroken over when me and my ex-partner broke up than my divorce.
And here.
That shit hit me like a wrecking ball.
I ain't gonna say like it fucked me up completely. I mean, it rattled me a little bit, but I ain't gonna hold you. I was more like I would say my feelings was hurt over the last relationship versus the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I said this on the last tea time when we was talking about like real love and like the variations of love. And I said this to y'all, and I didn't get too much slack. I got a couple good feedback on it. When I said I feel like I understand love and appreciate love more, and I can honestly say that I'm more in love with my girl now than I was in the marriage that I was in with my ex-wife.
Because you've matured, and that hurt. You've had to take a look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
At your shortcomings.
Yeah, and I did. I hold myself accountable for that marriage. I do. I let a lot of shit slide that I shouldn't have let slide. Yeah, bro.
But there's something, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, every situation has three sides. Do I feel like even if someone cheats on you or something, does that make them 100% wrong? No.
Again, she's not wrong for the cheating.
If what they did was fucked up, yes. But we be knowing that these relationships be over. And because we refuse to let go, when it's time to let go, we end up getting hurt more than we bargained for.
That's what I said. I hold myself accountable for that.
Yeah, I knew my ex. Because that's what I tell people. Like, it was hard for me to ever fall in love because of because of the dynamic of our relationship. And by the time we had decided to be serious and be married and stuff, he was all in. I was full of resentment. You feel me? So resentment, love can't grow where resentment lives. So you're never going to give that person 100. If you feel a way about that person, don't feel that trust about that person. Don't. You could be a loyal, because you know I'm loyal to a fault. Loyalty is my shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm a true G. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. You don't. There's no in between with me.
You
You
want to hear
feel
something
me?
crazy? Right here,
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned loyalty. The craziest shit, and shout out to my girlfriend. She pointed this out to me because she knows me, right? You're still protecting her. I still protect this girl. I'm literally she. This is how what is playing out is exactly kind of what she wants, but she can't maintain the fact that I'm not like other men, and I'm doing the air quotes for those that are listening in the podcast room. The air quote. I'm not like other black men who just leave, let the shit go, and decide they're not going to be parents. I just like I protected her because I'm still present to my kids. Like I literally took on the burden of being a single parent. I'm a single mom. In real talk, real life.
You do
I'm a
that.
single mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they get single moms get all the glory and single dads don't get it's hard to believe that, right? But
That's for me. Let me tell you something. I'll drop it low for a single dad, baby.
but
I'll do
what I'm
anything
saying
for a
is,
single dad,
Shorty
baby.
is living another life in another state with the dude she left me for in all rights. I'm happy for you. If you happy, I wish nothing but the best for you. And some people can still there look at me like you're bugging or you're hurt. I promise you, and this is on my mom's soul, bro. I don't hate that girl. I don't give a fuck about that girl. That's off real. That's on G.
But you have to give. You
She's
have
the
to give.
mother of my daughters, bro.
Yes.
I owe that girl a great debt because without her, the best thing that ever happened to me would have never happened to me at this point, at 35. The best
Right.
part of Matthew, the best part of Brooklyn Mac is he is a great father.
Yes.
Anybody that knows me knows that. Yes, I'm talented at a lot of things. I care about a lot of people. That is allowing me to do the job that I do, that I work at right now. And I have all these other kids that did not have the like they didn't have parents that cared about them. I have literally 16 other kids that look at me like their father figure. And that's everything that I learned from Tamia and Maya and Shane.
Can't forget about Shane.
I will never forget about Shane. No matter what happens between me and his mom, that is still my son, and he know that. And I made sure he knew that before he left and did what he did. I still talk to Shane. What happened between me and their mother had nothing to do with them.
Absolutely not.
I don't blame. I'm not going to mention her name. I don't blame her for the marriage ending. We both have responsibility in that. We both have responsibility in that.
You both do.
And I'll take that burden. I don't care. But what we're not going to do, you're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to sit there and sit on anything that I built and I earned and that I fucking worked and strive for. And that's to make sure that my girls have stability because I didn't have it growing up. I'm gonna be around for my goddamn kids. Every doctor's appointment, every graduation, any meet, any game, anything that they got going, I'm there.
And
And
that's funny.
anybody that knows me knows that's a fact. Even her stupid ass, she knows that. I'm not playing these 2025 is up. It's up. And I mean that with everything in me. It's up.
But
I'm grinding, bro.
you mentioned a really strong point that I hear often, that single dads don't get the same love that single moms do. Why do you think that is?
Because it's been portrayed in media and media is king. We're gonna always hear about how men hurt women and how women are not respected, and it's all facts. It's a factual statement. Black women are not protected. Black women are pretty much the scapegoat for a lot of shit. And it's because of a lot of men thinking and leading with their own selfishness. But that's not the case in every situation. So it's more often than not that it's the mom that's getting the shit into the stick than the man. And I understand that. And I'm always protect black women. I'm gonna always have that respect for single moms like yourself, like my girlfriend, like any other single mom that I've ever come encounter in company to, or even communicated to. I'm gonna always have that respect, even the ones that I don't know. It's hard being a single parent. I get it. I understand it. I
You live.
know it. I respect it. I live it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like I said, there's men out there. I think the only thing that ever played in the media of a single father really fighting for his girls was Daddy's Little Girls.
Oh my God.
Real shit. And there need to be more movies like that where you see a dad that is really going through the ringer trying to be a father.
Because it really
There
does happen. It
it
really does happen.
happens.
Not more often. It's not more often than not, but there are circumstances in which it does happen. And I do always appreciate when people can have a really healthy co-parenting relationship, but it does when there's still resentment and pain and anger there, or just narcissism, it's not going to work that way. It's not. And like you said, like I always feel like my mother always told me a man, and then Jay Z even said this in the quote, like a man who don't take care of his kids can't be blessed. So the blessings are reserved for the men who step up and stand up because these kids don't ask to be here. We made them choices to bring these kids into this world. By hook or by crook, they deserve both parents to do their part. And the more people in the village, the merrier. More healthy people in the village, the merrier.
Yeah,
Because I grew up in a village. My
me
stepfather,
too.
I'd be offended. My calling him my stepfather's offensive. He's my father too. You get what I'm saying? So it's like being in the situation, and then you would think that because we were married that we wouldn't be in this situation. And sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes it's even worse. And
Yo,
and yo, if I could tell you how many times I tried to jump out the window to be a co-parent with this narcissist, like he still had me as his emergency contact on hospital things. And then when the hospital would call me, I would still show up and be like, yo, what's good? And he'd be like, oh, can I come and stay at your house? I'm like, sure. Like, you can come. I said, you can sleep in your daughter's room. He said, no, I want to sleep in our room. I said, we don't have a room.
yo, can I? I'm gonna ask you something because I'm talking to my girlfriend through text message right now, right? And I told her because she's like she's mad that this is not live because she wants to see it. So I'm like, yo, she's like, what's the topic? I said co-parenting, and I'm mad. And she's like, if you know you're a great dad, why are you allowing her to get you mad? And I kind of add I added logic to it when what I just said because the narrative always is the mom gets the shit end of the stick. It's never the dad. And in all realness, the system is built for the kids to be with their mom. So I knew off rip, and that was the key part of my depression because I thought I was gonna lose my kids. I knew I had an uphill battle. Now, granted, God has blessed me in many ways. So where I'm in the position that I'm in now, but I still know that it's not over. I still know there's things that I want to accomplish. Like I think of it like this. I eventually do want to get remarried. I do eventually want to be with her. That requires me relocating. I know there's going to be a battle as far as that. I know there's going to be it's going to always be a battle between me and their mom. Why? Because their mom does not hold herself accountable
And I
with
think
the
there's a lack
decisions
of
that she makes.
I think there's a lack of respect.
100%. She does
I
not
think,
respect me at all.
yeah, I think there's a lack of respect that makes it hard to have a uh I don't want to say good relationship, but to have a functioning relationship. I think when where respect lacks, dissension grows.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask about the whole idea of getting married after divorce and this, that, and the third, because that was something that I thought of a lot. Because I really feel like I should have never been married to him.
Yeah, facts. So,
And I'm like, I had a partner for years, and you saw how painful that whole ordeal was. Even though I was the one on the giving end of the separation,
yeah,
it still hurt me to the core. It rocked me to the
yeah.
fucking worse than my divorce ever did, because we actually had a life together. We had the only thing we it's so sad. The only thing we had in common was that we loved each other.
So I don't even think we had that in common.
That's I'm not talking about my ex-husband, because I think that he saw that I was a young woman with a career ahead of her that was destined to do great things, and he loved me, but he loved himself most.
I think honestly, the only thing me and my ex-wife had in common was we did not want to be in Brooklyn no more. And granted, I already had I had my spot in Philly already, and I was doing what I was doing. I was in my music. I was very successful in what I was doing with my music. And I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of that shit got put on hold, but that's my fault. I dropped the ball on that. I lost my focus on that. But the only thing me and her had in common was the desire to make it away from New York and grow something outside of New York, right? And then it just turned into just it morphed into something else. Did I love my ex-wife? Yes, I loved her. I still got love for her to a
You
degree.
have to. You have
But
kids together. You spent
but
you were together for a long time. Let's be
yeah,
real.
but can I say that I was in love with her? I don't think I was.
Me either.
And I don't feel like I was because now me understanding what it feels like now, I know I never felt like that for her. I know that I did not trust my ex-wife. There was a lot of stuff about my past that I never even talked to my wife about. There was a lot of stuff about me and a lot of traumas that I went through that I did try to communicate with her, but she wasn't listening. So the response wasn't there. The communication wasn't there. There's so much shit that lacked in that relationship that I never felt, I guess, security or safeness in that marriage. I always knew
So big.
eventually, yeah, I knew eventually it was just gonna fall apart. It was just and I think that was pretty much the whole basis of the marriage. Me fighting to keep it apart, keeping it together versus letting this shit happen. And that's what I hold myself accountable for. Being naive to the fact that one person cannot save a marriage. It has to be an equal thing. And one person cannot make a marriage work. It has to be an equal thing. So it's like I never was in love with my ex-wife. I was never in love with her. I was never in love with her.
I feel the
And that's
same way.
bad.
Yeah, I feel the same way about my ex, and then that's when you also got to take accountability too, right? Because you should have no business sharing a life with someone and going through shit with someone that you are not in love with anymore
Yeah.
at all. And I say that to say this. Um, but and I always talk about this with my sister. And I talk about this sometimes with you guys too. It's like people don't realize men have tried to love me but don't understand how to love me. So they love me through trying to humble me
Yeah.
because they can't be the man that they want to for me. So it breeds resentment on both ends. You get what I'm saying? My ex-husband and I, we had a very superficial relationship. I thought it was more than what it was because, of course, I was 21. I was 22. He was my first. You get what I'm saying? He was buying me stuff. He was taking me places. We were doing things. We were having fun. And then when shit turned to shit, he was there for me. When my grandmother died, he was there. So, but I didn't focus on the fact that was he the type of, and he let me be myself. That was another thing. He gave me space to be me. You know what I'm saying? He gave me space to be myself. He gave me space to be me. He did not try to overdo it, you know? But once shit turned to shit, you get what I'm saying? And I realized, I was graduating with my master's. You know what I'm saying? We were starting a business together. I thought we were on the path to falling in love and having a happy ending with each other. But I realized I did not. I only loved him as the father of my child and not as a man I wanted for myself in my future. And that was something that was unfair for me because when I realized that this shit wasn't working, I should have never let it get that far to then now he made it irreparable. Cheating on someone in their home is disgusting.
Cheating on somebody at your job, it's even worse.
No, you brought a woman who already expressed her hatred for me and our child into our home. And not only that, you told her all my business. I think it was a telling her all my business for me more than anything else. Giving another bitch the pleasure of having dirty laundry about me. Sleeping with the op. And the op was him. He was the op. And then when it comes to my second situation, I mean, I was in little relationships in between, but with my ex, he loved me fiercely, but he couldn't love himself. And that is the reason why we are not together to this day. And we will never be. Because he didn't love himself. Period. That was the biggest heartbreak. Besides losing my boyfriend to being murdered. Mm-hmm. This was my last real relationship was the biggest heartbreak I ever endured in my life. And I had to go through that shit 3 days after my double mastectomy. It ripped me apart. For sure. And then like you talk about getting married again and stuff like that. I believe that I deserve a true love. You get what I'm saying? And I'm at a point in my life where I'm dating now, dating with intention. No, I don't want any more children naturally, biologically, I don't think. I think I'm past that. But I've been dating with intention, and dating is the absolute worst.
Boy. I was outside for a minute. I know that for a fact.
Dating is the absolute worst. The absolute worst. Because I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm a little. I don't think I'm narcissistic, but I think I'm the total package. I'm successful. I'm funny. I'm loyal. I'm a damn good mother. And I'm a good partner because I know what I bring to the table.
It's a fact.
But some people are just not for you, and that's okay. But what I don't like, and this is a common theme that we've been talking about, is that not keeping it a buck. People be stringing people along knowing that they don't want to fucking be with them and fuck with them. That was another situation, like your last situation.
Yep.
You knew damn well you didn't like me like that. So why make me feel a way about myself? Because you playing with me and my emotions. I don't fucking deserve that. Nobody does. And it is okay for people to change their minds. That's another thing. If I'm not for you, that is okay.
If I
That
ain't
is
for you, leave me the fuck alone.
leave
That's
me.
all it
That's
is.
what you said the
Leave me
last time. If I'm
alone.
not for you, leave me alone.
Leave me the fuck
Because
alone.
you blocking me from finding someone from somebody finding me, and you blocking yourself too because I'm accessible. You get what I'm saying? And learning that the hard way through a marriage, it's rough. It's traumatizing.
Truth be told, I don't even know why I still get hit up. Like, we don't even need to be communicating when it comes because everything is
Really?
in court. We don't even need to be talking. You
Mm-mm.
telling me about the her hair? Like, I'm saying, like, do her hair. Then do her hair. Asking me who cut him, bro. Let's be clear. All black men, we can all attest to one thing. We are not going to fuck with our kids' hair without communicating with their mom or another female. Like, it's just that's just and mostly and it's rare it's gonna be the other female. I'm not touching my daughter's hair like that. Like, I'm a blow dry their hair, I'm a wash their hair. I'll take out their braids, I'll grease their scalp and all that other shit. I'll do all of that. But as far as braiding or trimming their hair, no. I'm not doing that. Why? Am I going to authorize that? I'm not authorizing nobody cutting my kids' hair. I've had long hair all my life. I'll be damned if I'm cutting their hair. So, like that, I felt like that was a whole lineup. I know that was a lineup. I'm saying, like, she's wilding. Like you, I feel like you look for reasons to hit me up to try to fuck up my day or to create an argument or just try to keep a paper trail to try to align me. And it's not necessary, bro. We need to focus on co-parenting. I'm not sitting there wasting my life on my day, on my energy to try to make you look like a shitty ass mother. So why are you wasting your time to do that with me?
I think you guys just, it's too late for me and my ex.
It's too late for me and her.
Meaning, no, it's not. You guys have a long way to go.
We getting to the point where the girls are old enough to really they can talk.
No, they're not. They're not old enough yet. If they were 12, 13, that's still a little, you know what I'm saying? They gotta be in high school, dude. So you guys gotta buckle up. This is gonna be a process. I just want to be honest with you. I didn't start feeling the loosening of the obligation to hold court and space for him until my daughter made that decision on her own and she was 13. And how things unfolded, I thank God for that.
No, it's unfolding in front of my eyes. I'm not in control of a lot of shit. I just do what I can on my end. As far as how it plays out, look, I didn't tell you to go nowhere. I didn't tell you to make the decisions that you made. You made that. That was you. Everything played out the way that it played out because of things that you were doing. Me, all I can do and all I have been doing is being the best dad that I can be and trying to put a lot of the shit that you fucked up in my life back together again. That's rebuilding friendships, rebuilding relationships, rebuilding my financial stature, rebuilding my stability. A lot of that, and even mentally, because I had to go talk to a couple, like a therapist about it. Like, I had to get my mental right to even move on and embark on that new chapter, to even be ready for my girl or to be ready to even have this responsibility of a single dad. Because if I'm not right, what good am I to them? So
Right.
it's like, yo, I did the work for me and my kids. So to try to sit there and shit on it is wild. That's wild work. It's really wild work. Like I said, I pray for the best for you. I hope every decision you made leads to happiness, bro. I don't wish nothing. No, I don't wish nothing bad on you. Because anything bad that happens to you, it affects my girls. And I'm all about my girls. And I made it clear to them, like, no, look, if there's ever a point in time that you guys want to be with your mom, let me know. Because all I'm about is y'all happiness. That's all that matters to me. Y'all well-being and y'all happiness. That's
For
it.
sure. For
I
sure.
can feel whatever the fuck I feel. I feel a lot of ways about a lot of things. I put that shit to the side and I chucked it to the game, bro. It is what it is. All that matters is those two little girls.
And that's all that should matter. You feel me? Like, and eventually, I do feel, and I'll be honest with you. Correct me if I'm wrong. I
Mhm.
do feel that you guys could get to a place of peace. It's just that you got to get through hell first. And it's unfortunate that you have to be there and be in this space. And it's unfortunate that you guys can't find that middle ground. But, bro, this is a fucking lifetime commitment. This is more of an important commitment than being a fucking husband. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's why they be like, yo, watch who you have your kids with.
So that again, I thought it was the right way. Then I was married to her. That was the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And for some reason it hit different when you married. It hit different. It hit different. For me, it hits uglier.
Man, I just choose. I just like. I really don't even be want. I see her message. I go, here we go. It's about something, bro. It's about to be about something. Maybe about the dumbest shit ever, or shit that I know is not true. And I just been like, yo, really, bro. Shorty hit me up because I didn't let him go to school on a half a day. A half a day,
I
bro.
just don't. For me, honestly, I just don't under. For me, I just don't understand why the granular, like, issues.
You gotta
Because
find. All right. Again, and I told you this before. Me and you and Dre have talked about it, right? I'm outgoing. This is everybody knows that. Everywhere I go, I make an impact wherever I go. People recognize me and they feel that energy. I have that energy about me. It's not to like hype myself up or nothing, but I have a lot of people that fuck with me. You to find somebody that don't fuck with me is very rare, and it's going to be hard for you to find it, right?
same.
She does not have that same energy about her. So, with that being said, when shit played out the way that it played out, everybody questioned it at first and was like, the way she's moving, you would swear that you did something. But clear as day, everybody know I didn't do anything because everybody knew how I moved, right? So, what is the best way to try to make yourself look like you're not the wrong one? You're going to shit on that person and try to get on and try to damage his name to make it look like he's not what everybody seems to look at him as. And that's pretty much been her motive for like the last 3 years is to try to damage my name. Like when she did what she did, I abandoned my kids and ignored them. It's wild. Wild. But this was the narrative that she was running on. Because she needed people to look at her and make sense of why she did what she did. When all you had to do was hold yourself accountable. I did it. Look, I could have handled it a lot better, but honestly, the marriage just wasn't working for me and it wasn't where I wanted to be. Cool. That's it. Again, I knew the marriage was over 2 years, 3 years before it happened.
Yeah, when I saw you guys, was that Janelle's birthday? This is a while before y'all even broke up. Like,
Yeah, Janelle
I
birthday.
yeah, Janelle's birthday. It was during the pandemic,
The Jamaican spot.
the Jamaican spot.
Yeah.
Um, I knew it was done.
Yeah.
It just did not feel like you guys were like on the same
Happy.
page.
We weren't. Because again, how we ended up back in Pennsylvania was weird. It was just weird. It was a whole lot of her doing shit, and it was like, yo, it wasn't a real marriage, in my opinion. Because marriage is communication and it's a partnership. She made decisions for her, and it was only for her. And when she fell on her face, me as the husband have to protect my wife or support my wife. So whenever she fucked up, I had to put shit back together again. That led to me always working. Always working. Like, yo, I was working 2 to 3 jobs
Yeah, I remember that.
to try to like make sense of all the decisions that she made. Like just picking up and moving from Georgia. to Pennsylvania. Her decision. Or like how we ended up in Georgia in the first place. Picking up and moving to Georgia. We had 9 more months on our lease. Who had to pay that? Or just driving a car and not listening. Crashing the car. Who had to pay for that? Come on, man. It's like, yo, a lot of decisions she made, it was for her. And the difference of then and now is I'm not your husband. I'm not your nigga, bro. I'm not protecting you. I'm gonna call you out on your shit. I'm not gonna be, all right, I got it. I'll figure it out. Because that seems to be the role a lot of men have to play. I'll figure it out. We're gonna make it work. Nah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing it the way that you want to do it. Why? That's not my path no more. I'm not that nigga for you no more. Talk the boy. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you what you want for you to make sense of what you want. It's only benefiting you. It don't benefit the girls and it don't benefit me. I asked her that question. I'm like, how do you feel like you taking the girls to Georgia and me being in Pennsylvania is best for the girls when you know they want to be around me?
They want to be around her too.
They want to be around, but again, I did not force her to go to East Jesus wherever. You made that decision.
Right, right.
You
right.
think I want to be in Pennsylvania right now? I
No,
don't.
not.
I don't.
You didn't want to be there for a long time. Yeah.
But now it's a situation where, like, no, I'm gonna leave. But this custody shit has to get taken care of. Me and her gonna have to be able to co-parent in order for me to do really anything.
Right. What do you think it's going to take? Do you guys think that you need to go to counseling?
No. I did the counseling thing. She didn't want to
Uh-huh.
go. I tried to. She didn't want to go.
Yeah.
She didn't want to work on nothing. That's the thing. That's that stupid, weird, narcissistic behavior where you feel like you don't do nothing wrong. I can literally sit here and tell you everything I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. I hold myself accountable. We should have never got married. It never
But
should
you
have been a
did.
thing.
Yeah, but you did. So it's like you guys,
Exactly. No, but
you
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
is I fought for things that I shouldn't have fought for. I let shit play out the way it played out when I should have just been like, no. I should have stood on my shit and like, no, we're not doing that. When she picked up and left and came to Pennsylvania and me and the kids were still in Georgia, we should have stayed our asses in Georgia. Plain and simple. But I wanted to support her and support her decision. That's where I fucked up at. Because at that point, I already knew in my mind, yo, this match is done. Because she's wigging the fuck out, bro. She's doing stupid shit. She's not keeping no jobs. She's lying. She's just doing whatever the fuck she want to do. She's fucking up everything.
So, but what do you think she would say about you?
I don't fucking know and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's not my path. I know what I had to work on. I know what I had to work on. I know what I did wrong. I can't live in your delusion because everything that you have brought up so far did not happen. These conversations that you said we had, it did not happen. How I know it didn't happen? You shut down. You don't want to talk. So what conversations did we have?
Right. Right. And usually you normally like and people who have been in our situation would say that they never want to get married again, they never really want to date again.
I
What
said
makes
that.
you you yeah, you did.
I said that.
You
Again,
did.
because
You was
my
hurt.
my respect was shot. My loyalty, again, I'm telling you, the male ego is something serious. To get shitted on the way that I got shitted on, to get broken down the way that I got broken down, and I still wasn't over the death of my mom.
Yeah, that's
And
another
I
thing.
felt like I held responsibility for that. Because again, she picked up and she moved us to Philly. I could have stayed in Georgia where my mom was. I argued with my mom who told me, and moms be knowing, bro. Moms be knowing. Yo, stop fucking trying to save her, bro. She's doing stupid stuff. And you're gonna pick up and go to Pennsylvania and it's gonna fuck y'all up financially. And I'm never gonna see my grandkids again. And sure enough, 6 months later, she dies. I'm sorry, not 6, 8 months later, she dies. I hold myself accountable for that conversation. So when the divorce happened and you saw Matt was in weird ass spots filming your, yes, I was going through the ringer. I was fighting
Or
depression.
you
Why?
were,
Because I held myself responsible for everything that
that,
happened to me.
yeah, you
Because I
did.
allowed it to happen. I didn't stand on shit. I took on sins of my dad. I took on sins of I'm not gonna do it the way that he did it. I'm not gonna let my marriage fail the way that he did. I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna support my wife. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna do all this stupid shit, even though I knew it was stupid, bro.
Yeah, you guys are
I
full
hold
of,
myself accountable.
yeah, I get that. I get that totally. And what makes you feel like you were ready to date again? Is it the people or is it the your mindset and what you feel
My
you deserve?
I felt shit before. I felt in a period of time when I was numb and I wasn't feeling nothing, I started feeling. So the fact that I was able to feel, it led to me trying to understand why I was feeling that way. How am I able to feel that type of way? And what I gathered from that is I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I've had somebody visit me in my sleep and tell me, be quiet. Without even really saying the word, I just understand the look. Be quiet. Don't give up. And if you do what I think you're trying to do, I'm going to fuck you up. I've had that. And let's be clear, let's be 100% real. I have a fucking system. I have a support system that is unfucking touched. I have I have Urban Gentleman, I have the safe space, I have the nigga space. I have people that love me, bro. And sometimes you gotta listen. You gotta realize, even if you don't see it when you look in the mirror, that you that nigga. And I had to realize I'm that nigga. I went to Jabba Slam 2 years in a row. And to realize people that I've never met before knew who the fuck I was because of the Your Sports Show. People really gather and relate to us. And when they have these conversations and they tell you like, yo, I remember, like, yo, to hear people say, yo, I still I can't hear Jack Tunney and not think about when Brooklyn Matt lost to fucking Tavia in the pick five and he just kept saying fucking Jack Tunney. Like shit like that, that means something. Cause that was what? That was 4 years ago. That was 4 years ago. We're like what 170 something episodes in, and they still remember that. That says something. Like to hear me on Two and a Half Bros or Backstage Brawl and realize like these people really they vibe with us. I started feeling things like, yo, you really are somebody. People really attached to you. So what? That these one or two people don't fuck with you. That's one and two out of hundreds that fuck with you. Your family. I call you and Dre my sister and my brother for a reason. I bro, every day, Janelle. I swear to God, I don't know where the fuck I'll be without Janelle. That is 100% my sister. That girl checked on me every day in that space. She looked up lawyers for me. She looked up ways to go about this situation the right way so I can fight for my girls properly. I owe that girl a great deal. My current girlfriend right now, she was there for all of it and cursed me out every day. And that's the dynamic of our relationship. And I swear to God, Tavia, you are going to fucking love that girl because she talks to me exactly the way that you talk to me. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You sound fucking stupid. Like she,
Now I don't use that. I don't use that word.
nah, you don't use that word, but you want to sometimes, but she'll say it. That's our dynamic.
I don't think
And
she said shut the fuck up. No, she said shut the fuck up sometimes. But I'm sorry. Let me go back to producing. I'm back. All right.
And Drake could jump in on this part because coming out of a long-term relationship and coming out of situations like I unfortunately now am finding myself numb.
want to get to the point where you're gonna start feeling again, and that's natural. It's natural.
Every time
I'm
I think I'm gonna feel something, God slapped me in the back of the neck with a slipper like bitch.
nah, but that's the thing. I didn't think I was gonna feel it, and I was doing a lot of baseless. Not like it was more or less trying to build my confidence up, and then it got to the point where my confidence got too high, and I landed in some shit again, and that was the relationship that y'all was just talking about, and then that was the slap. Like, the fuck are you doing? Nigga? Like, figure your shit out, and good. That's what I said. That hurt more than than the marriage, but it was a realization. Like everything that I wanted in a person was in front of me the whole time,
I mean, I
and
don't have nobody like that. Like, oh, my best friend from years ago, and we just gonna. But like every time I try to be a lover girl. God shows me why I should just be future.
wicked, 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 wicked.
I mean, me and future both trying to look for love.
You said who?
Me and future.
Oh Lord.
Every time I try to be something that I'm not. Every time I try to be like every time I try to show vulnerability and show that I am a good this and a good that, I get shown the
People
actual
start acting dumb every
yeah,
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
every
Every
fucking
single
time.
time.
It's
Every
like
single time.
anybody who I'm their girl is winning. I have elevated every man that I've ever dated. And that shouldn't be a reason to date someone.
Yeah.
But you feel me? Like I'm starting to wonder like what maybe what I wanted in this world died with my first love.
I mean, I thought about that too, but again, it just it happens when you least expect it. Like I said, I thought I was gonna be comfortable, numb, and not feeling nothing, and I was just gonna be all right. The only thing I was gonna focus on is just making sure that my girls is good, and whatever happens, happens. But I even this relationship now, it wasn't a situation where I was looking to try to like elevate her. It was more like, yo, we're elevating each other. We're pouring into each other, and we hold each other accountable. We're able to understand each other. We're able to communicate. The trust is there. The vulnerabilities, don't get me wrong, we're working on her vulnerability because she's been burnt a lot too in her lifetime. Which again, it comes to a level of patience and being able to understand and navigate through that and realize like some people are gonna fall or some people are gonna go through their shit. It's just if it's worth fighting for and if it's worth taking on, you're going to take it on. But you have to also do the work for yourself. The fact that you're feeling numb means you got to heal through some shit. There's
No.
stuff that you got to understand. No, not necessarily about you, but just the way of the land and certain things. Like you gotta stand on things that you want and not be unapologetic of it. And you've been that way. But I feel like sometimes you let these situations like waver you like maybe like it ain't it for me. I don't think that you should do that. You deserve love. I know that all the time. That's why I don't be trying to beat up any of these motherfuckers that you've been dating. Like I'm like, hey,
Man,
let's see where it go.
man,
Let's see where it
man,
go.
man,
Let's
oh
see where it
man,
go.
man, oh man. I really want to use this bat outside of my activities for sure. Because some of them people deserve it.
Yeah.
Some of them people
But we
deserve
let
it.
it rock because we want to see where it goes. I can't
We
be
have to let it
closed
rock
minded.
because I ain't messing up. I'm not messing up my sister money either. So
Yeah,
so so
Baby.
I
I
ain't
ain't gonna
messing up
hold
my
you. I'm
sister
even
money.
surprised you even let me do backstage bro and say the things that I say.
Because
I
it
Baby.
be
has
wilding. I be wilding.
because we don't talk about it on our own show. So
Yeah,
one is a different universe than the other.
One is a whole
that's a
different
fact.
universe. But
That's a
you know
fact.
what the thing is, like I have been tired, and I think I find that in 2025 I need to continue to go into my little bubble and isolate myself from people who are not worth my time.
That's
And
understandable.
it's like never give a person a chance to tell you they don't want you twice. Because even if they don't, even if
That
they,
part.
you know what I'm saying? If they don't, if they're not man or woman enough to tell you with their words, their actions always ring through. And I spent a long time alone, not really like you said, Matt, like not being vulnerable with people, not opening up to people because I feel like some people did not even deserve to know me like that.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
And
a
if
fact.
you can't treat me better than my boys treat me,
Ain't nobody gonna treat you better than me and Dre.
I'm just saying my boys, whenever I call, my boys answer. You get what I'm saying? If you can't treat me better than my homeboys and they don't even want nothing from me but sisterhood, then you're gonna have to go. And I'm gonna have
This,
to be with that.
yeah,
I've said that too about anyone who I've dated. If one, if the feeling isn't the same feeling I get when I'm around my people, I don't want you.
it's a fact.
I don't want you.
If I
I don't
gotta,
want you around.
if I gotta change who I am to make sense of your world, I'm good. You can keep that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna not make sense in your world. I'm gonna go about my business. And it took me a
Exactly. You can
while
keep
to
that.
it took me a while to understand that. And I think more so this year with the change in not the change in who I am, my change in my physical appearance also helped me change my mental, not in the worst way, but in a better way. Not to where I'm cocky, but I'm more confident and understanding about who I am and the things that I want from people
Yeah.
and the people around me. I never
Yeah.
want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to walk on eggshells. I never want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to question who I am and why am I with the person or why am I put in that situation. Never
Fat
want to do
people
that.
get mistreated. Period.
Yeah, yeah,
So do short people.
yeah.
Okay. Fair.
That
Fair.
was the basis of why she was acting the way she was acting in the last relationship. You too small. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Um,
wild.
I ain't
I
gonna
was
lie.
like, okay.
That's
Said
fucking
person,
wild.
said person
And you
was
took that shit?
I laughed.
And you took that woo!
I laughed. I
Mm.
laughed.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, right? Said person was an attractive person, but not attractive enough to be saying the things that she said to you, or not be acting the way that she acted towards you.
Boy.
But I've been where you were at because
I know.
I had somebody who was doing the same thing, was acting that way towards me in the latter half of the situation I was in years ago. You guys were there. You even mentioned the whole party where we saw some of the situations.
Hmm?
So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is two parties. Matt was there for the second one. So um, all I'm saying is, Queen, you know your worth. Since you've always known your worth, and nobody gonna take that away from you. It's people who have to meet you at your level. You don't gotta meet nobody at theirs.
Right.
Fuck all that. Fuck all of that. Like
Yeah. And that's it. And I gotta practice that. I think this year has been a testament, or this year has been a test of will, especially for me. Like, like you said, like we both went through a lot of transformations over the past few years. You get what I'm saying? Like with weight,
yep.
with body, and different things and body image and stuff like that. There's nothing worse than, I'm just saying, like for me, like being someone who survived breast cancer and their body does not have the same way that it was before, you know, it is really difficult. It is difficult. That's all I can say. It's rough. It's rough, but you're right. Like, stop trying. It's like I can't keep meeting people where they at because I'm lessening myself. I mean, that's on period.
If you're on the roof and you got to meet someone downstairs. How much of an inconvenience is that is when you're in your house and you live at the top floor and you got to put everything on to go downstairs to meet the person where they're at.
That's
Fuck that.
inconvenient.
That's inconvenient.
Yeah.
I don't care
Mhm.
how much I care about you. You're causing the inconvenience to me to where I don't feel like it's even worth it. So why am I dealing with that? I don't have to deal with that. You can take the elevator up. You get right before you come here. And I've also realized about myself when it comes to dealing with certain people. I've also known that for me, I've had to get right mentally, emotionally, spiritually to get to where I want to go with certain people. So listen, at this point, it is what it is. Like I said, you bring more to the table than the people who say they bring shit to the table because you are the table, right?
Right.
The
The whole
You are the
motherfucking
fucking
table.
table. The
Yeah,
the mother
motherfucking table.
the
the whole
motherfucking table.
fucking kitchen.
Hey, the house, nigga, you are
The
the house.
fucking house.
You are the house. So for anybody to treat you less than the house and not willing and only willing to pay the down payment and not the full price of the house, fuck him.
Can eat a dick. Sorry. I'm sorry.
An entire dick.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, and but also dating is weird. Dating this
Dating
era
is
is weird.
ass. Dating is ass.
It's weird. It's weird. And maybe I just need to stick to me because I'm not going to continue to act in a manner that's gonna let me down. And that's it is what it is. If you guys have one word for 2025, what's that one word?
Up. Because it's fucking up. I'm telling you, it's up the whole year. All year. Like, and I said it 2023. I'm like, I'm coming for everything. And I did that shit, nigga. I did all that shit. I came for everything that I was owed. And I'm unapologetic about it. 2025, I'm adding levity to that shit. It's up. I'm not being cordial. I'm not being nice. No, I'm not doing that. I feel like I've been taken advantage of long enough. I felt like I've add kindness and careness to certain situations for way too long. It's up. It's up. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. Like Tavia and Dre just said, I am the motherfucking table. My work ethic says it. And I do that shit effortlessly. They know where I'm at. They know who I am. They know what I bring. If you don't understand it, get with it or get in line. And that's just how it's going to be. 2025 homecoming, it's up. It's up for me. It's up for my kids. It's up for my circle. It's up for this business that me and Dre about to start with this production. It's up. It's fucking up. We're not playing this shit. I'm not playing with nothing. I'm not playing with nothing. Everything that I said I was going to do, I did. And that's a testament to Laugh and Shorty Face because she didn't think I was going to do it, and I did it. That's why I said I'm not gonna force anybody to be in my life. I'm not. I ain't gonna argue with you. If you don't fuck with it, then fuck out of here. It be what it is. It is what it is. But my babies are good. They healthy. They happy. I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm happy. Shorty I'm with, she happy. She healthy. We good. It's up. Plain and simple. 2025, it's up.
Well, my keyword is boundaries. Boundaries. Every time I skate on my boundaries, I pay for it. So this year is boundaries. What about you, Dre?
This year, the word is win. That's it. Win. In every form or every aspect in my life, it's win. I've been through enough comeback seasons to I've been in enough rebuildings. It's not. There's no more rebuildings. There's no more comebacks. It's win. Win. Winning is everything at this point for me and the people around me. I've always wanted to put people in me and myself in positions to win and be the best versions of themselves along with myself. So I've done enough, like I said, planning, rebuilding, and doing all of this. I got my mind right. I'm getting my body right. Spiritually, I'm right. Yeah, and the people around me is right. So what's stopping us from winning? So the word of this year is to win, and yeah, that's it.
I hear that. And with that being said, y'all, thank you for tuning in for Tea Time. This is your girl, Tavia Regina, and I'm out. All love.